As the movie begins, we see three women, Sarah, Juno and Beth rafting in a river, shouting in excitement. Sarah goes to her daughter Jessica giving her a big hug. Her husband, Paul, hurriedly goes off to their car. He leaves with Sarah and Jess, but not before a sad look from Juno. The family drives back to the hotel, and Paul looks on the road while Sarah's talking about Jess's birthday preparations. She then turns to her husband and asks why he seems distant. Seemingly distracted, Paul takes his eyes off the road. The next thing we know, a terrible accident occurs. The end. Just joking. Sarah then has a mysterious dream when Jessica holds out a birthday cake to her, and then attempts to blow out the candles from the cake. We see Sarah suddenly wake up after a dream full of injuries from the accident. She panics and bolts up, proceeding to search the hospital for her daughter. While she is searching, the hallway lights shut off around her, prompting her to run, and run fast. Sarah is eventually caught by Beth, who hugs her tightly and tells her sorrowfully that Jessica and Paul are dead. People are walking casually around them as Juno also is crying behind Sarah and Beth. 1 year after the terrible accident, Sarah and Beth drive down a mountain road together to Chattooga National Park. Juno is waiting outside when Beth and Sarsh arrive at the log cabin. Sarah goes inside and is greeted by two more friends, Rebecca and Sam, who are sisters. We hear that Sam is to be a doctor in a year's time as happy congratulations are made. A short time after some conversation is made, Holly walks in from another room and introduces herself to Sarah and Beth. Beth, Juno and Sam are also revealed to have been doing similar caving expeditions in the past, ending in Juno pulling out an old photo with a quote, "Love each day," on the back. They carry on conversing and drinking and having an overall good time, despite a comment about children putting Sarah in a bit of a sad mood. The next day, we see Juno coming back from a jog around the forest, waking everyone up to get ready, and they take a group photo before leaving. In two cars, everyone drives up to Borum Caves, having a bit of fun while driving. Beth questions if they are going the right way, but Juno claims she has never been lost in her life. Sam asks Rebecca if she's gone to these caves before, to which Sarah says no, but assures the cave is safe. Holly quips the only danger is falling asleep while exploring. They stop, get out of the vehicles, and as everyone is gathering their gear, Juno puts away a certain book, Caver's Guide to Borum Caves, in the glove compartment, away from the others' notice. They then depart, hiking up a path on a trail to the mountains where the entrance to Borum Cave. There is a dead animal on the way, making the group question what could have caused the death. They descend further down a small tunnel and continue until they come to an open space in the cavern and light some torches. They all look around the area some more and Sarah hears something. She goes off to try and find it but gives up, and is again scared, but then Juno tells her to come eat. Juno tries to apologize for not sticking around after the car accident, to which Sarah abruptly leaves, claiming to go take another look around. Soon after, Sarah goes off on her own. She alerts everyone she has found the next passage. Rebecca is skeptical of the passage, but Juno asserts that everything is fine and they should continue. Holly enters first to search for a way through the passage until she finds an exit point, and everyone follows. As Sarah enters, she hears something again in the distance, but ignores it. Sarah gets stuck partway through the new passage and panics. Beth comes back for her and tries to calm her down. She eventually succeeds, but not before a cave in through the passageway, and they barely escape, losing a rope bag and Sarah being knocked out. Sarah again dreams of the birthday cake and Jessica. Then she wakes, she is surrounded by her friends. They see one way out is blocked. They try to get a new position, and Rebecca calls for Juno to find a new way. Juno reluctantly reveals she took them to a different cave on purpose. She tries to reason that the caves don't have a name and she wanted them all to discover it together. The group is angry at her for lying about where they were. As everyone is arguing, Sarah takes another look around, and again, hears something in the distance. Juno and Beth continue to argue about how Juno left so quickly after Sarah's accident, but Juno defends herself, stating she lost something in the accident as well. They continue to press forward, and they come to a deep gap in the cavern. Rebecca volunteers to take the dangerous job of making a rope line across. They all travel across, leaving Sarah and Juno last. Sarah goes across and then Juno, a little over midway, she falls but is caught, but looks up to see the hook Rebecca noticed but didn't say anything about. It breaks and she falls further down the gap, but she is fine and gets pulled up. The group comes to realize they aren't the first here. Holly finds some ancient drawings on the cavern walls and calls the group over. Juno wants to hurry and go, but Beth shows everyone that the drawing shows another exit. They are running out of time and frantically search for tunnels that lead to the exit point. Holly slips into a hole, and Juno reaches her and tries desperately to pull her up. Unfortunately, her grip slips and Holly crashes into the rocks below. Holly is alive, but her leg is broken. They all come down to get her out and try to give her some first aid. Sarah hears something and again splits off from the group, and yet again something sinister is watching. This time she audibly hears the sound of the creature watching her and finally sees the creature, but it darts away once it notices Sarah. She tries to tell Juno, but she doesn't believe her. She tries to tell the group as well, but Juno continues to deny it. As they make their way further with the injured Holly, they stumble into an area of dead animal bones. Unable to get a direction, Juno states that she is indeed actually lost, which causes panic. Suddenly, Sarah turns to see one of the cave creatures right behind them. They run, rushing in another direction, but instead come face to face with it. The women scattered, Holly is left alone and is quickly killed by the creature. Rebecca and Sam run in an opposite direction while Juno frantically crawls to Holly but is knocked over by the cave creature who tries to take Holly's body away. Sarah and Beth get separated running away. Beth falls down chasing Sarah, and Sarah trips ahead, falling and hitting her head, which breaks her headlight. Juno tries to prevent Holly from being taken, but she is taken by surprise by another creature and Holly is dragged away. Eventually killing the creature with a small axe, she hears something behind her and swings her axe to defend herself, but realizes only after she swings that it was Beth. As Beth drops to her knees, she grabs Juno's necklace, as Juno can only stand in horror and watch her friend bleed out, and then silently slips away to leave her there. Rebecca and Sam are still alive and trying to find a way out, but don't realize they are being followed. Sam wakes up injured but alive. She uses the infrared camera to see piles of human bones. Right as she was about to leave, Holly's body was dumped right in front of her and eaten. Afterwards, Sam and Rebecca are keeping very quiet with a creature right in front of them. It finally goes away, but unfortunately, Sam's watch alarm sounds, bringing the creature back. She successfully throws it away in time and they avoid being seen. Juno continues searching for the remaining women, while Sarah slowly leaves her hiding spot. She sees some more old equipment and uses some cloth from Holly's corpse to make a torch. The sisters continue to try and find a way out, but are surprised by two creatures. Rebecca almost gets killed but is saved by Juno. Rebecca is relieved to see Juno, who tells them that the creatures killed Holly but leaves out the part where she killed Beth. Upon further investigation, it's confirmed that the creatures are blind and use sound to hunt. Juno states that they go to the surface to get food, so there must be another entrance, claiming she can get them out, but she isn't leaving without Sarah. Sarah is still going through the human bones and comes across Beth, who says Juno killed her and warns Sarah not to trust her. Sarah doesn't want to believe Beth but is handed Juno's necklace. Beth says it is from Paul, who had an affair with Juno. The words, "love each day," are on the back. Beth asks Sarah to kill her rather than be eaten by the creatures, to which Sarah reluctantly agreed to do. Immediately after, a creature attacks her from behind but she mercilessly kills it. A woman-like creature appears and attacks Sarah, who tries to run but trips and falls into a pool of blood. Next, she is attacked in the blood pool by the same creature. She fights the creature off and eventually grabs a big bone and kills this creature as well. Rebecca and Sam don't want to wait for Sarah, and Juno turns back at the last minute, but is stopped by a large number of creatures heading her way. Sam runs ahead of Rebecca and Juno but comes across another large gap in the caverns and tries to go across. As she is hanging, a creature appears right in front of Sam, but she manages to kill it before dying. Another creature grabs Rebecca by the ankles and pulls her down, and is attacked alive as Juno watches in horror. Juno leaves Rebecca and jumps into a pool of water below, having to fight another creature in the water. She climbs away and is pulled up by Sarah. Sarah confronts Juno about Beth's death, but they move on and they reach a group of creatures lying in wait, and a huge fight takes place, with both women killing the attacking creatures. Right after the fight, Sarah shows Juno the necklace, showing she knows about the affair. As they hear more creatures, Sarah axes Juno's knee, then leaves her. Sarah leaves the scene but slips and falls, going unconscious. She then falls and finds her way out. She races to one of the cars and speeds away, pulling over to cry. She then leans out to vomit, but as she comes back in, she imagines Juno beside her. She wakes up from her dream where she last fell in the tunnel, still in the cave. She continues hallucinating seeing Jessica's birthday cake, with Jessica waiting beside. This turns out to only be the torch, as the sounds of the creatures are all around her, with no way out. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching. You should check these recaps.